Well, good morning. Wow, 9 times the charm. I can't believe it. I have been trying literally since 20 after 8 to get on, and it keeps spinning or didn't work, and oh my gosh. And I had the same problem yesterday, so I don't know what's going on, but it ain't good. I also think that there's a little bit of a I don't know, stuff in the air happening. So anyway, so welcome. And I'm sorry that I'm late, but YouTube did not want me on earlier. So I do have a couple people that asked for readings this morning, and I'm going to get started first on them. Number one is Heather. Heather, welcome. And I hope that doing the stone reading for you yesterday worked really well. And let's get it going today. And then after that, then I have Mary and welcome, Kim. Yeah, I could not get on today at all. I don't know what was going on. One, two, three, four. Four. This is for Heather. Heather, you're sitting at number 4 in the medicine wheel. That's spinning in the mind. That's that balance. You're looking for balance today. Number 4 of the earth count is the spirit of animals. So, animals, pay attention to the animals around you and even nature animals. So the animals out, the birds, pay attention to the little things that they're doing because something might be a little bit different that might catch your eye today. And know that are you sitting in balance? The animals aren't worried about tomorrow. The animals are just doing right now, and they're just concerned about, they know that they got to get ready for winter, and they know that they got to do things that they got to do, and they're just working on it, and they sit in balance. Whereas us humans, we have a tendency to get over exuberant about one thing and then get ourselves off kilter. And it looks to me that you're a little bit off kilter at the moment. It's asking you to use the animals as a beautiful beacon to show you which way to go. And you're also sitting in sex as the great teacher. So sex doesn't necessarily mean sexual acts, but it can be that sexual being, because we have the masculine and the feminine, we have the young and the old, we have all of that balance. And if you're sitting in the balance today, that energy, then I'm going to suggest that you're sitting in the balance of the masculine and the feminine. On which side do you waver on? And then can you find a beautiful blend between the two where you can walk in your own power, in your own authenticity? That's kind of where that's sitting at the moment. And you're also sitting in, and the card here is friends, friendliness. And if you see these two trees, which is a prime example of what I'm talking about, these two trees are supporting each other. They're in balance, that masculine and the feminine. If this was one solid tree system, root system down here, and if you see these two pillars of these beautiful trees, they help hold each other up. And it's the balance of the masculine and the feminine. It's also the balance of the light and the dark. It's the balance of all the seasons. And it's asking you to pay attention to your balance today. Don't get all tipped over in one direction or the other, but definitely sit in the balance and know that when that wind rocks you, you've got that other side holding you and supporting you. So you're not alone. You're on that stable ground, but you're looking for balance today. Woohoo. Um, and then Mary, hello Mary, how are you? And thank you for the message this morning to please pull you a rock. I'd be happy to do so. Mary is sitting in 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 of the earth count is pure science. I don't get that one very often. I don't know why. Maybe because it's such a tiny little stone. Now, pure science is that DNA strand, that kundalini. There's things that we can't change even if we wanted to. We are made up of, and all the particles that we are made up of, and chemistry and plant medicine and all the natural things that are out there. Everything that we need as humans is there in earth to supply for us. And it's asking you to get back to nature, get back to the cycles, get back to the basics of everything that we need, because pure science in a good form actually is really wonderful. It's when science starts getting manipulated and people start thinking that they're this god that they can now dictate weather, dictate life and death, dictate I don't know, play with germs, play with bacteria. That's when science then becomes negative. So if you sit in the pure science of it, that is that beautiful energy that everything around us is there to help us. And so look at the plant medicine today. Look at the herbs that are there. What medicine, what do you put in your body? Pay attention to that today. Everything you put in your body, look it up. So if I'm going to take, I don't know, Kraft dinner, I'm going to take Kraft dinner. Before I put it in my body, I'm going to look at the package. I'm going to read the package, and I'm going to look up all the ingredients that they say are in there, even the ones that I can't pronounce. And I'm actually going to look at the chemicals that are actually going in my body as well. So everything that goes in your body, and it's not just nourishment, it's also what are you watching? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Our thought feeds our body as well. So really, really tap into that today. And you're sitting in the great teacher of spirit, that spirit self. Your ancestors are walking with you, and they're going, now's the time to pay attention. Pay attention to everything today in pure science, in the good of science, not in the bad of science, but in the good of science. Ask questions, do your research, pay attention, and only pay attention to what goes on your body and in your body. What's in your soap? What's in your dish soap? Well, all that stuff, pay attention to it. And then you make the choice. What do I choose to put in my body? What do I choose to nourish or not nourish myself with? And am I being true to my body, to myself? So it's a big day. Might be a bit of an eye opener, but that's kind of where you're sitting in today, Mary. Woo, woo, hoo, hoo. And I'm going to pull a card for you here. You're also sitting in the outsider. That outsider looking in. I feel like I got the answers. I know the answers. I'm a little bit afraid because right now it's easy to be tucked in behind the safety of the gate and no one can get to me. But if I open that gate up, suddenly I'm going to make myself more vulnerable. But it's asking you to please open that gate up and allow yourself to go out into the world to get the information that you need, and don't be afraid to look at the answers. That the answers are there. They're there for your knowledge. They're there for your choices that you want to make. Oh boy. Hi, Kim. How are you this morning? Welcome. Oh my God, my throat is still a little sore. So number three of the earth count are the plants. All you guys are sitting in the elements here in these plants and in the north and the south. But you're sitting in reflection today, and you're sitting in that projection of who I am, where I am, and and all that. So it's actually funny because I'm looking at grass right now. It's just kind of popped in my head. The grass is going dormant, is what it's saying. Pay attention because the grass is going dormant. Now is the time for you to start going dormant as well, to start preparing and turning and cocooning inward, to getting your own little nest ready. That nest is really important for you right now. And it's saying that your nest is clutter at the moment. And as long as you have that clutter, you're not going to sit in the beauty of self. So get rid of the clutter and make your nest really, really comfortable. So someplace where you can nestle down this winter and feel safe and secure. You're also sitting in a little bit of rage today. So it could be that you're looking at the clutter and going, I can't stand it anymore. But if that's the case, then just go, okay, how do I get one step today? One step. I'm going to make that corner no clutter. And how do I make that corner no clutter? I'm going to make that room no clutter. A lot of things can go out. Do we really need those things, or do we want those things? And what purpose are those things doing? Because eventually things start actually locking us up. Those possessions start owning us instead of us owning the possessions. And it's telling me that you're very much in that flow right now. And you're sitting in the flow of mortality today, of this is your only kick at the cat, and it's saying that life, this is your kick at life here, and how do you want at the end of this to look? And it's asking you, get your nest in order, get your nest in order, because something switched in the last couple of days, and there's a plan in action that's a bigger plan, and you need to have your nest ready. So that's where you're sitting, Kim. Woohoo. Good morning, Paul. No, there. Wow, there you are. Yeah, you know what? I have had nothing but problems trying to get onto YouTube. My computer is just not working really well. My internet's going off and on constantly. I live out in the country, so maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. I know that we were doing a YouTube or a Zoom video the other day, and it kept breaking up, and I don't know, something's in the air. So, but thank you for joining me, and I'm glad you found me. So you're sitting in the East today, Paul. You're sitting in that number one, the spark of something new, a new idea, a new thing is percolating in there, and you want to try something new. And and even if you haven't been thinking about it, start thinking about it now. What can I do to spark that something new? Kim says here, thank you, grandmother. I've been on a mission yesterday and today to get this place organized. Oh, okay. So, Paul, you're sitting in that newness of that spark of new, the new beginning, and you're also sitting in perception. So, how do you perceive the world at the moment? So, it's interesting. If we are walking out and we're looking through, you've heard the phrase looking through rose colored glasses. And my grandfather used to say that all the time. Oh, they're just looking through rose colored glasses, meaning they're looking for the good of everything. But it is interesting because it's how we want to perceive what we're seeing, right? Are we projecting and what are we wanting to bring in? So, whatever it is that you're thinking about starting or that newness of, then go ahead and allow it to adapt, allow it to change, allow it to morph, to birth, but do it through the rose colored glasses. Look at all those positives that you're going to bring into it. Don't worry about the negatives today and let the negatives go. The world will do what the world does. And you're also sitting in testing today. I'm going to test the limits. And this is where we start making plans. So this is where we go, hey, Spirit, if you just help me here, then I'll do this. And be careful what plans and what promises you make, Spirit, because even if you break those spiritual promises, Spirit is a way of calling you out and getting you to complete that. So before you negotiate with Spirit, if you do this, I'll do this. Don't do that. Just walk in the positive of it. I'm going to do this, and whatever the outcome, I accept. And I ask for the lesson to be as soft as possible. And that's a better way to look at it because I think you might be challenged today a little bit. And I got the hiccups here. So you might be challenged today and you're sitting in the ripeness. Things are ready to be birthed. That's that ripeness. That's that number one. Things are ready to be birthed. Things are ready to come, and it's time to just pull the fruit off the tree and let's go for it. Let's just do it. And this is what I've been looking at. I've been watching it grow, and now I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go, yes, I'm going to do this. So that little thing that you've been wondering, should you do, can you do, you can. And today's the day to reach out and make the next step to make that a reality. Don't get stuck today. Loisha, I made it. Good morning, Loisha. Loisha is sitting in number 11. And 11 is the stars. And be that beautiful shooting star. And I'm seeing that bright star go poof, and a burst of light, another burst of light, and another burst of light, kind of like your grandmother name, right? So I just see that star shining. And here we go. I'm thinking I'm getting to the end, and there's going to be a burst of light. Oh, I can see farther. And I'm going to go down that tunnel a little bit more. And just when I think I can't see anymore, boom, another burst of light, and I'm going to be able to see into the next stage. So that burst of light is guiding you to where you need to go. Keep following the light. It's taking you where you need to go. Trust that it's getting you there. It's a slow process. Have a little bit of patience today, but it is getting you where you need to go. You're also sitting in confrontation today. So confrontation of sitting in, you may have to speak your words, your truth today. Someone may do something that you feel that you really need to stand up for yourself, or maybe whatever it happens to be, even if you're having that conversation with Spirit, hey, Spirit, thanks a lot. I got that message, but I really want more clarity on this, or this. And be demanding. Ask Spirit to give you specific answers then. So use your mouth, use your words, use your tonal vibration to bring up that, but allow yourself to have the conversation either with yourself, with Spirit, or with others, because it's going to be a big day today for clearing the air. And so, and you're also sitting in experiencing. So you're sitting in that beautiful energy of experiencing. I'm experiencing everything. And it's okay to experience all facets of everything today. Really, really pay attention to that, because you've walked this path. And now all of a sudden, like I said, those stars are poof, poof, poof. They're lighting the way. And you're on a new path. So you're not on the old path anymore. You're now in a new path, and there's new territory and new things to explore. So experience it. Look at it through those child's eyes and go, holy smokes, that's so fun. And I want to explore. Wow. Debbie, good morning, my love. It says message retracted. And then the next one is good morning, grandmother. So good morning, good morning. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is the spirit of all plants. And that spirit of all plants is those plants are talking. And that's plant medicine, that's smudging. And I know you've been really sitting firmly in that lately, and it is calling you strongly. It is also calling you for a little bit of magic right now. But I would like you to use some essential oils, because you need to clear your chest. Right in here, it feels really mucky today. Like I want to cough or bang, maybe tapping your chest area. Break up the mucus, break up the stagnant energy that's sitting in that lung area today, and cough it out. So allow it to break up, cough it out. Break it up, cough it out. Force the cough at first, but you're going to start moving the energy then. And you're sitting in fear. So it's telling you you're not sick. It's telling you you're really not sick. All that stuff that you're feeling is just pent up energy, and you just want to give it a go. Be that mountain gorilla today, and just pound that out. And listen to it breaking up. And as it starts to break up, allow it to come forward. We'll just move that energy, because it's sitting in there really, really tight. I'm very mucky today. Yes, yesterday was stressful. So you need to move it today, so you're not sitting in it, because if not, you're like that kettle percolating, and that steam needs to go somewhere. So we need to give it an avenue to get out of you. You're also sitting in existence. It's okay to daydream. It's okay to work, to just not be concerned about all the crapola that's going around you, and allow it to just move. I have a meeting with a friend today, maybe uncomfortable with asking questions clearly, being spoken in my mind. Yeah, I hear you. So anyway, Debbie, yeah, allow that to be, and allow yourself to sit in the energy of that, but really break up that energy that's sitting in here, that stagnant energy. And if you can, I would really be a good tap, not just a little one. Get it out of there. Good morning, Kat. I was just talking to you today, and I couldn't start your video. Well, I couldn't start my own video, so I can tell you it was not easy getting on today. And I'm sitting in, you're sitting in 5, 10, 11, 12, 12. And Kat did ask a question about what's going on with where is she supposed to be moving? Why is she feeling a little bit kind of not settled right now? And that 10, 11, 12, 12 is the solar system, and everything's moving, and we're all just little cogs in this big wheel, but your wheel's moving, and you're spinning like you're in the Milky Way here. And I'm going around and around and around, and allow that energy to happen, because we can't stop it. So if you go out there and you try to stop the spinning of the earth, you can't do it. So just go, you know what, I'm just going to ride with it. I'm not going to bother worrying about it. I'm just going to flow with it. You're also sitting in the west of care. That's self-care today. Pay attention. Telling you, don't worry about making something happen. Just today, allow that flow. I'm just in the flow of everything, and I'm just going to be where I am, and I'm not going to worry about where I'm going to end up. I'm just doing this today, and worry about just the moment of today. You're also sitting in, oh, this is interesting. You're sitting in harmony, which is what I'm talking about, that flow. So when we're in that flow of everything's moving, I want to be, I want to do, I'm not sure where to go. Well, if you're a dolphin and you're out in the ocean and you have this big ocean where and you're just floating in the ocean, do you think that they're going, oh, you know what? I think if I go around that corner and I zigzag and I make it look like this and this and this, I can make my journey harder, and it's asking to stay on task, to quit jumping and jogging and just continue straight line. You're going in all different directions here and here, and you got all kinds of corners and spins, which are being obstacles being put in your way. But if you can get rid of those obstacles and just go in the straight line, it's a nice steady flow. It's there, it's all waiting for you. You just got to go with the flow of it and not worry about putting so many obstacles in your way. Ooh, that's a good one. So now I'm going to go with Lori. Lori Sue, how are you, my dear? And welcome. I think you're new. Um, and yes, I'm doing a reading for you. This moment, you are sitting in the zero count. That zero count is the beginning of everything. So the Mayans were the first civilization, if you will, that came in and had the number zero, or the symbol of zero. And without that, we wouldn't have had an accounting system. But it's asking you to look at the bigger picture. That zero literally isn't nothing. Everyone thinks of zero as being nothing. Zero is everything. It encompasses everything around us. So when you're asking questions and you're trying to figure out where you're supposed to be and what life is all about, you're getting a million different answers, because that is the reality of it. There are a million possibilities for every second of time. So just narrow it down. Don't encompass everything. Make your focus go a little bit smaller so it's a little bit easier to navigate, because you're looking at a great big picture and you're trying to make sense of so many different things, and you got all these things happening, and I almost see like thousand things bouncing in the air, and I'm trying to balance everything. And it's asking for patience. Don't expect to get to the end of the journey right away. This is a long process. So just go, you know what? I'm just going to have patience. And if you find yourself getting impatient today, internalize that. 1, 2, 3, 4, count to 10, slow yourself down, send your energy right down to the earth. Take a couple deep breaths and then continue on. It might be a taxing day. You may have a lot of things coming your way because you're in that wide open space of everything. So literally, oh, and this is a good card for that. So you're sitting in the totality of everything. So as I'm swimming, like, and I'm going along there, and I know that someone else is there to catch my hands. I'm not on my own. So it may seem like I'm free falling. It may seem like I'm just, oh my God, what happens? But someone's there to hang on to you, and there will be hands to catch you. So allow yourself to trust in, I'm not going to fall. And I know it seems a little overwhelming, but it's just part of the process. Slow it down, have patience, and it'll get there. And eventually, as that swing comes up, someone will grab your hand, and then you will go to the next level. It's actually pretty fun. And Mary, where he did. Oh, so BC, Juanita. Um, the title caught my attention. I was curious about a stone reading. Well, let's get into it then. These are the Earth Count readings. So the Earth Count is a Mayan teaching, and I follow the Hopi and the Mayan traditions. And so we are working on the Earth Count. So the Earth Count has 20 stones in it, as well as the great teachers. So I pulled one of each. So you're sitting in the Earth Count of 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is the Shinamia. That is your book of life. And your book of life is open, wide open right now, because you get to choose, do I want to make any changes to that book of life? Is there a new experience that's just coming around the corner that I hadn't really planned on, that is now an opportunity that's there? And if I choose to go that way, It's going to change my book of life, but it's okay because the great teachers will still get you where you're looking. And you're sitting in the great teacher of sex. That's sexuality, but that is also the being of balance. That is the masculine and the feminine, the left and the right, the up and the down, the yin and the yang, and the light and the dark of you. You're being kind of stretched in 1,000 different ways right now, but know that that's just pulling in. That's a natural process because that whole book of life is wide open. Like, I mean, wide open today. What did I write in my book of life? And what experiences are going to come my way? I get to choose. So if we choose one of the great teachers and you happen to have chosen this one here, which is sitting in the sexuality, the duality of it, then if you're sitting in that, how does that reflect on me today? And it's amplified 1,000-fold. It's also traveling, and this is traveling in and out of worlds, in and out of portals that are at your right in your area right now. So wherever you are, there are portals opening up, and those energy fields are coming in. And as a human, what we do is we can really tap our energy to go out and snap one of those things up. I want to bring in success. I want to bring in abundance. I want to bring in love. Bring those things in. And if you're thinking negative thoughts, that's what you're going to grab. So be very, very careful today because those portals are open. I want to receive what I want to receive, but I'm not going to try to receive the negative. So I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. If you're thinking those thoughts, that's what you're going to pull in today. So if you do think those thoughts, pull it out and then switch it up to something positive. I can, I will, I am. Watch me grow. I'm sitting in my own power. I choose. And then bring that in because you're in a crossroads today. You'll either have a really, really good day or you're going to have a really crappy day. And it's going to be based on those decisions. Uh, it's a big one. Now we're is not my friend this morning. Oh no. um, well, computers aren't my thing this morning either. They're just having all kinds of problems with mine. So, Antrix, how are you? Good morning. And you are sitting in, oh, little tiny one today. You're sitting in 5, 10, 15, and 2 is 16 and 17. So 17 of the earth count are the Kachinas, who form all images of substance. So when you take a look today, really pay attention to substance around you. Touch everything today. Touch the trees, touch the couch, touch the chair, touch the desk. Pay attention to textures today and know that all those things are your reality. And what is it that you put into your reality? This is your human body. This is our reality of where we have whatever we've morphed into our body. So I always have people, and I do it too, of, oh, I got to lose weight. Oh, I've got to stop the wrinkles. Oh, I've got to do whatever. But we put ourselves in this body for a reason. And maybe having that little bit of extra weight is a lesson for us. Or maybe having these wrinkles is just part of the cycle of life. And maybe that's part of our lesson. So pay attention to the containers around you, including your own body. It's important to just slow down and pay attention to that. And you're also sitting in integration. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're paying attention to all the things around you, and you really, really are very much aware of everything around you. And everything has a substance, everything has an energy. So if I was to touch my desk has an energy. What energy is it? Can I feel it? Can I tap on it? What does it feel like? What sound does it have? Everything has a communication. Oh, wow. It's well, I always say that, wow, it's a big day, and it actually is a big day for everybody. Amazing. Actually, what I was thinking about, that's perfect. Good. Thank you so much for asking. And I hope that reading helped you. And Lori, thank you. You're most welcome. And again, I hope everyone got their answers that what they were looking for. So I don't know why the computer is acting up, and I really apologize. Um, for getting on. I promise you, every morning at 8:30, I will be attempting this. I'm going to shut everything down on my computer and try to reboot it, and maybe that will help stabilize it a little bit more. But it's just been acting up. And so, for whatever reason, let's just send out some good energy to the world. Let's send out some good vibes right now. I don't know if anybody knows, but the Moscow airport was blown up today. And there's some really bad things happening in the world. So can we all just send some love for everybody in the world, so that we can work together and have a nice, beautiful, peaceful world? We don't have to have war and violence and separation. We can have that love and support for each other. So let's just get out there and support our little corner of the world. Be the best person you can be, and your light will shine. And when your light shines, someone else's light is going to shine as well. So let's lift each other up and really care for each other today. And I'm sending love and peace to the world. I just really, really, it feels a little lost sometimes. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Aho.